The system is protecting you indeed. You played hocus pocus for a while. You granted to leave the wild. Looking all around. Looking all around. Good evening. Thank you for joining me. I am A.N.THROPOS, and you are watching another exciting episode of You Don't Know. You don't know, so don't act like you do, because then something inappropriate might happen to you. And I'm talking to you. Oh! Alright, yesterday we had a short video talking about the letter from James Casbolt to the world that came through a young lady named Seven. I didn't show you all the letter though, and I'm going to show it to you tonight. James Casbolt, from what I'm being told, is going to be released from prison in about a month from now, and so obviously people some people are, eagerly awaiting his return, and others maybe less so, maybe wondering what he's going to do when he gets out, what he's going to do for work, if he's going to try to contact his ex-wife or whatever. His ex-wife Haley, in no uncertain terms, comes from an Illuminati family. Her father is one of the richest men in North America, and her father is the chairman of the Gerald Ford Foundation, which is a charitable foundation, and they have a lot of influence and power. Haley married and had a baby with James Casbolt after he became famous for being a quote-unquote super soldier. That's bizarre that one of the richest men in America would allow his daughter to marry such a man that is a so-called, nut job, a conspiracy theorist, much less, if we let him tell it, a super soldier and a cold-blooded killer, an assassin. Is James Casbolt a super soldier? What is a super soldier? These are all questions that need to be addressed. Many different people have many different opinions on these things. I personally believe that he has been through some definite programming ever since he was a child. He mentions some program called the IBIS program, and I have contacts and friends in the truther community that are also survivors of these types of programs, and some that claim to be survivors of this very same program, the IBIS program. But there's a whole host of others, and these kids are, treated terribly as children, and through some indoctrination into this mind control where their personalities are shattered and then put together back the way that these, Dr. Mengele type people want them to be put back. So James Casbolt is enigmatic, to say the least. I don't know that I believe everything he says. I don't believe everything he says. I do believe he's a killer. Don't ask me why. I just have a hunch that he's telling the truth about that. There's been a lot of interest in James Casbolt, or Commander Casbolt, as he's sometimes called. I don't call him that. He's not my commander. And I don't necessarily like James Casbolt, but I don't have anything against him either. I'm not condoning his actions, nor am I condemning them. Because I don't know what he is guilty of and what he's not guilty of. He is a brash young man, and he's done some things that, I would have done differently, and I'm sure a lot of people agree. But he is a high-profile figure in the truther community. There's no getting around that. He was a comrade or a friend, ex-friend, whatever it was, with Max Spears, who's another enigmatic person who was assassinated almost 2 years ago. I say assassinated, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. We may never find out what happened to Max Spears. And his mother, Vanessa Bates, has been struggling these last 2 years to find out what has happened to her son. I've recently been in contact with Carmen Joe Welter. James Casbolt's girlfriend, or she was his girlfriend when he went to prison, and I know that she still has feelings for him. I know that she's also probably been mad at him a time or two, and I'm not going to comment on the status of their relationship because I don't know anything about it, and I don't know Miss Welter that well, but she is a very nice lady, very smart, amazingly beautiful. And she just happens to be a friend of mine on Facebook. And so we talk from time to time about mundane things or some things going on in the community. We never talk about James Casbolt. And so whatever feelings she has about him or knowledge she has about him, none of it's been imparted to me, and I would not ask because frankly I'm just not interested. That's her business, and I want to get off on it. The letter that I'm going to read to you from James Casbolt was delivered to a young lady named Seven. I mentioned this yesterday in the podcast. A young lady, mother of one from Germany. Very smart, intelligent lady, very engaged in the Truther community. And I think I also mentioned that she is currently helping me to get my book released in a German version, a German language version of my book. And so she's really doing a lot to help me. She's really doing a lot to help the Truther community, and apparently she's doing something to help James Casbolt by passing along this information. I have, for whatever bizarre reasons, kind of become the go-to guy for publishing James's letters, because this is like the third or fourth one. Search me. I don't know him. I don't have anything against the guy. I'm just a conduit for releasing this information. That's all I can tell you. For those of you who are not. Okay, let me show it. This letter is much shorter than the others. Let me just go ahead and read it to you. Okay, and then we might go over some other material about James Casbolt. I'll put the letter up on the screen for you to see it, but I'm going to read it to you now. This may be just the end of a letter. I've gotten some letters that were quite verbose and several pages long. This is actually, it looks like just the last few sentences of a letter. So apparently maybe there was some private information between Seven and James Casbolt. But anyway, I see his signature. It's up here at the top. Looks like the signature on the other documents that I've looked at by James Casbolt that were for sure from him. This is for sure from him. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. I just want to put that out there. Anyway, all we have is just this last P.S. postscript. P.S. If there is anybody on the internet pretending to be me and posting in my name on Facebook/social media or any websites, this is not circled me. I have never used the internet in prison since 2014. That's it. That's the message right there. So, not any big earth-shattering message there. The message from Seven says, "Hey, I hope you're fine so far. I received a letter from James today, and he has some information that may be important." Let's see what else this is. Well, we're just Anyway, I told her I'd been away for a few weeks, and she said, yes, I've noticed, and I've really worried. Yes, I thought that would be synonymous in James' interest, but only if you want to. Actually, there's another message that she sent me on another deal that I was going to reach you. It's not right here, so. James Casbolt was not involved in the murder of Max Spears. We know that, right? He was locked up when Max got killed or was accidentally died or whatever happened with that. There's someone who's a famous and kind of a powerful figure on the scene. I'm not going to mention his name at all. Who was kind of, I don't know if he was there when Max died, but he was in town or whatever, or around the same time at this convention that Max was going to speak at. And, old SS. And so, there's some finger pointing at him and everything like this. And then there's the lady's house that Max was staying at when he died. James Casbolt claims that at one point when he was stationed at a military base in San Antonio, that he went riding around town with Max, and that Max shot him in the backseat of the car. I'm going to show some footage of a military base in San Antonio. Some drone footage that I took there a couple of months ago on an unrelated investigation. I just happened to be staying at a hotel room across from one of the Air Force bases. There's several Air Force bases, or several military bases in San Antonio. So anyway, that's pretty much it right there. That's pretty much all we got. If I get any more information, I'll be sure to report it to you soon, and I'm trying to get some particulars right now on when James is being released. That's it. Have a good evening. Be safe. You don't know, huh? Ooh.